The more I trust God, the less fear has. Faith doesn't change the situation instantly. It changes you while you wait. It strengthens your patience. It deepens your peace. And it builds your confidence in God's plan. When faith takes the lead, fear has no voice left. When fear tries to whisper lies, remind it of who your God is. You are not walking alone. His presence is your protection. His word is your strength. And His grace is your covering. There are times in your life where you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Faith means saying, God, I don't get it right now, but I trust you anyways. Sometimes peace comes from not knowing how it will work out, but from knowing who is in control. Faith isn't the absence of fear. It is the ability to take the steps even when your hands are shaking. There are moments when everything feels uncertain, but that's when faith shows up the loudest. God did not promise that the journey will be easy, but He did promise to walk with you every step of the way. There are seasons in life that will test your strength and faith at the same time. But the beautiful thing about grace is it doesn't remove the fire. It walks right through it. You may bend, but you won't break. You may cry, but you will still rise. God does not leave His own in the flame. He refines them. At the end of it all, healing isn't about changing who you are. It is about returning to who you were before the world hurts you. It is about remembering your softness, your strength, your light. You are not being broken, you are being whole again. For so long, I thought being busy means being productive. But peace taught me that slowing down isn't giving up. It is protecting your soul. I am no longer rushing things. I am now resting, reflecting, and allowing what is meant for me flow in naturally. Sometimes healing isn't always pretty. It is about crying by 2 a.m., questioning everything around you, and starting all over the next morning. Every tear, every setback, every quiet night reflection is a proof that you are doing the work. Healing takes time, but the peace that flows is priceless. I used to measure success by how much I have, but now I measure success by how calm my heart feels. Peace is the new luxury. It is not in how much you have, but in how little you allow to disturb your heart. True success is sleeping peacefully, loving, gently, and without any form of pressure. Sometimes life doesn't go as planned. Every setback is a lesson. What breaks you also builds you if you let it. And sometimes losing something is also a way you find yourself again. Bouncing back means refusing to let pain define you. Standing tall even when life tries to knock you down. It is understanding that failure is not the end, but a redirection towards something better. Don't stop now. You did not come this far to give up. You did not come this far to stop. Keep moving. There is something beautiful about getting to a point in your life where your own company feels like peace. You stop waiting for people to fill that void because you have already filled it with self-love. Enjoying your own company doesn't mean isolation. It means content. It means being comfortable in your own space, your thoughts, and silence. When you love yourself so deeply, you attract people that loves you the same way. Alone doesn't really mean lonely. Sometimes it means aligned. Not all wounds needs to be announced. Some healings happen silently between you and your God, between your fears and your strength. Healing in silence doesn't necessarily mean that you are weak. It means that you're learning to trust the process and that you are learning that peace does not need an audience. The world doesn't necessarily need to see your pain to understand your healing. Keep doing the inner work. Even if nobody sees it, one day your glow will tell the story that you overcame. Not everything deserves a response, and not everyone deserves an explanation. Sometimes peace is louder than defending yourself. When you choose peace over proving a point, you choose maturity. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop fighting to win arguments that steals your energy. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Just allow your silence and results do the talking. True strength is quiet. It is not about showing toughness. It is about mastering calmness when everything around you is loud. Becoming unshakable means trusting yourself through uncertainties. Staying grounded in faith, knowing that storms don't last forever. It is staying centered even when life tests your patience. Your peace is your power. Protect it, grow it, and don't let anyone disturb it. Sometimes, ending hurt leaves you empty and unsure. But over time, you realize that every ending was creating space for something new, something aligned. God doesn't take without giving. He replaces what you have lost with what you truly need. The chapter may have closed, but the story isn't over. The best is yet to come. Growth means moving, even when it seems uncertain. Comfort zones don't create breakthroughs. The unknown is scary, yes, but regret is scarier. There was a time I prayed for strength, for peace, and clarity. And I just realized that I am walking into those answers. This new season isn't about receiving blessings, but it's about becoming one. I am proud of whom I am becoming and everything that I have become. The glow up is spiritual. Starting all over doesn't mean failure, it means strength. It means you have the courage to rebuild even when everything tries to break you. You are not starting from scratch, you are starting from experience. And this time, you are not proving yourself, you are protecting your peace and moving with purpose. Comparison is the thief of peace and progress. When you constantly compare yourself to others, you will definitely see a reason to feel small. The truth is, our journeys are different. What looks easy for someone else might have taken that person years of silent struggles to build. Self worth teaches you to clap for others without questioning your own growth. It also reminds you that your timelines are valid and your progress is not compared to another person. All you need to do is to strive to be better than who you were yesterday. Your path is different, and when you understand this, life feels lighter and gratitude grows deeper. When you add value to yourself, you will stop begging for attention. You will stop forcing conversations and you will stop chasing love that constantly runs away from you. You will begin to understand that being alone is better than being with someone that makes you feel lonely. When you understand your worth as a person, you will walk away from people that can't match your energy, that can't match the respect and the effort you bring. You will stop romancing potential and begin to demand reality. The right person for you will never make you question your worth, but will remind you of how worthy they are to have you in their lives. Boundaries are not walls, they are fences that protect your peace. When you understand your worth as a person, you will know that it is not everybody that deserves access to your space. You will not entertain the things that drains your spirit, but the things that nourishes your soul. Self-worth teaches you to say no without guilt and yes with intention. Peace is not selfish, it is survival. Self-worth will also help you understand that protecting your energy is not about being cold-hearted, it's about being wise with your heart. And remember, the more value you add to yourself, the less tolerant you will be with anything that makes you feel small. Sometimes life feels slower than we hoped, prayed, planned, and pushed. Yet things don't happen the time we expect them to, because God's timing is never late, it is just different. Every delay has a divine reason. He is not denying you, He is preparing you. He is aligning people, opportunities, and growth behind the scene. Just trust the wait. What is meant for you will not pass you by. I used to fear uncertainties, but I have learned to embrace it. The truth is, life won't give you the whole map. It might give you just one step, and you will need faith to carry you through the rest. I have learned not to fear uncertainties because that's where the magic and growth begins. The chapter that I don't understand right now will make sense when the time comes. I spent years trying to please people and ended up disappointing myself. But now I live for alignment, not applauses. My peace matters more than any other person's opinion. My purpose more than their validation. Alignment feels quiet, but that's where happiness truly lives. When you stop chasing approval, you start attracting authenticity. When something ends, you only see the loss, the pain, the silence, and the empty space where love used to live. But oftentimes, some endings are blessings in disguise. They are God's ways of redirecting you towards what's next. Every door that closes is clearing your path for something better, something aligned. Stop fighting the ending. Trust the redirections. Waiting is not wasted time. In waiting, God refines your heart, strengthens your faith, and teaches you patience. Sometimes those quiet seasons prepares you for blessings that noise would have distracted you from. You might not see it yet, but the roots are growing on the ground. Keep watering your faith. Your time will come and it will be beautiful. There were moments I felt left behind because I watched others reach milestones that I prayed for. But I have learned that comparison is the thief of peace. God's plan for me doesn't need to look like anyone else. My timeline is unique and my story is unique. He is still writing it, and every chapter has meaning. I might not be where I thought I will be, but I am exactly where I need to be. Some seasons may break your heart, confuse your mind, and test your faith. But even when life feels messy, God's hands is still steady. What feels like loss might be redirection. What feels like delay might be protection. You will not understand the why right now, but you will thank Him that things did not go your way. Real healing comes when you stop asking why and start saying it is what it is. Not everything will make sense. Some people will not apologize. Some moments will not come back. But peace comes when you stop chasing explanation and start focusing on acceptance. You cannot rewrite the past, but you can write a better next chapter. There was a time I used to wait for someone to rescue, validate, and believe in me. But life has taught me that I can be that person myself. I am learning to speak to myself with the same kindness I used to seek from others. I am becoming my own motivator, my own comfort, and my own safe place. The beauty about self-discovery is realizing that you have been your own hero all along. I used to think that purpose is something loud and obvious, a big dream, a public success, and a visible calling. But I have learned that purpose often hides in quiet things: kindness, consistency, and showing up for yourself every single day. Purpose is in the way you treat people, the way you heal, the peace you bring into space. You don't need to chase purpose. All you need to do is to live with intentions. For so long, I tried to live into other people's expectations, to be accepted, to be understood. But self-discovery begins the moment you stop performing and start listening to your own heart. Now I am unlearning who I was told to be and remembering who I truly am. I am embracing the quirks, my space, and allowing myself to evolve without apology. Self discovery isn't rebellion, it is freedom. For so long, I fought myself, doubted my worth, compared my journey, and punished myself for not being enough. But healing softened me. I have learned to embrace every part of who I am, even the flawed, the imperfect, and the uncertain parts. I have learned to stop fighting my reflection, but speak to myself with love. That is what real healing does. Being friends with your own soul. There was a time I couldn't sit in silence. My thoughts were too loud, and my heart was too heavy. But now, silence brings me peace. Healing taught me that not every moment needs noise. In the quiet, I found clarity, understanding, and strength. The stillness that once scared me is now where I go to recharge. Peace isn't found outside, it is built within. Healing showed me that self love isn't about affirmations and quotes, it is about boundaries, rest, and forgiveness. It is being kind with myself when I make mistakes and gentle with myself when I fall short. It is realizing that I don't need to be perfect to be worthy of peace and love. The more I love myself, the less I settle for what hurts. That's how growth works. Peace isn't just a mood, it is a decision. There was a time I sacrificed my calm just to keep others comfortable. But now I choose differently. Protecting my peace means saying no without guilt, walking away without explanation, and solitude over fake connection. I no longer chase peace, I create it. Every setback taught me how to rise higher. Life has a way of testing your patience before it reveals your power. There were times I thought I was finished, but God was only rewriting my story. The setback didn't destroy me, it only redirected me to the strength I didn't know I had. Now I don't fear falling because I have learned to rise. Pain used to make me bitter, but now it makes me brave. Every hurt, every heartbreak, every loss taught me something valuable about myself. I have learned that pain is a signal, not a sentence. It shows you where you need to heal and what you need to release. When you stop running from pain and start learning from it, it becomes your power. Not all fighter is loud. Some battles are fought in silence with a calm faith. A tired heart and an unwavering faith. I have learned that quiet strength is still strength. You don't need to prove your resilience to anyone. Just surviving some days alone is strength enough. Just surviving some days alone is victory enough. The world may not understand what it took you. Only you knows, and that's what matters. Not all fighter is loud. Some battles are fought in silence. With a calm faith, a tired heart, and an unwavering faith. I have learned that quiet strength is still strength. You don't need to prove your resilience to anyone. Just surviving some days alone is strength enough. Just surviving some days alone is victory enough. The world may not understand what it took you. Only you knows, and that's what matters. Every setback taught me how to rise higher. Life has a way of testing your patience before it reveals your power. There were times I thought I was finished, but God was only rewriting my story. The setback didn't destroy me. It only redirected me to the strength I didn't know I had. Now I don't fear falling because I have learned to rise. The storm changed me not in a bad way, but in a necessary one. I have learnt boundaries, patience, and peace. I have learned to let go of the things that drains me and hold on to the things that fuels me. The storm didn't ruin me, it revealed me. Now I am wiser, calmer, and stronger. The version of me that came after the storm is someone I am finally proud of. Pain used to make me bitter, but now it makes me brave. Every hurt, every heartbreak, every loss taught me something valuable about myself. I have learned that pain is a signal, not a sentence. It shows you where you need to heal and what you need to release. When you stop running from pain and start learning from it, it becomes your power. Not all fighter is loud. Some battles are fought in silence. With a calm faith, a tired heart, and an unwavering faith. I have learned that quiet strength is still strength. You don't need to prove your resilience to anyone. Just surviving some days alone is strength enough. Just surviving some days alone is victory enough. The world may not understand what it took you. Only you knows, and that's what matters. I have reached a point where I no longer seek closure from anyone. I create it myself. Moving on doesn't mean that I have stopped caring. It means that I have stopped carrying what hurts me. I wish people well, but even if they couldn't stay, I still bless the past, release the pain, and keep moving forward towards peace. There is freedom in forgiving silently and moving forward gracefully. The storm they thought will break me watered my roots instead. I have faced moments that would have crushed me, heartbreaks, disappointments, and silent battles no one knew about. But instead of breaking, I bloomed. I have learned to smile through scars and stand tall through uncertainties. Resilience isn't about being unshaken. It is about rebuilding yourself anytime life tries to tear you apart. Every sunrise is a proof that you can begin again. It doesn't matter how dark things got. Life always offers you a chance to rebuild stronger, softer, and even wiser. Starting afresh doesn't mean you erased the past. It means that you are giving a new meaning to it. And every experience is shaping you to who you are becoming. The beauty of a new beginning is knowing who you are becoming, and that's okay. I am no longer chasing the version of me that pleases everyone. I am now becoming the version that is authentic, grounded, and at peace. Starting all over gave me clarity. It showed me that I don't need to fit into old spaces or shrink to be accepted. The new me does not beg to be understood because she simply is. Becoming yourself again after losing some piece of you is one of the most beautiful things about rebirth. It takes courage to start all over, walking away from what seems familiar even when it no longer fits you. Starting over means choosing yourself again even after being broken, misunderstood, or forgotten. It is realizing that endings are not failures, they are redirections towards the better versions of you. I have learnt that strength isn't loud. Sometimes it is the quiet decision to start over even when no one is clapping for you. We talk a lot about forgiving other people, but rarely talk about forgiving ourselves. I have made choices I am not proud of. I have trusted the wrong people. I have stayed in the wrong places for too long. I have ignored my intuition more times than I can count. But I have learned that healing starts with self-forgiveness. I can't change what's happened, but I can choose to grow from it. I deserve self-forgiveness and move with grace. At first, I mourned the things that I lost, the people, the plans, and the dreams that didn't come through. But not every loss is a defeat. Sometimes it is clearing the path for your peace. What we call losses sometimes is just life preparing us for something greater. And what we call ending is just the beginning of alignment. I now celebrate my losses because they redirected me to purpose. Life closes a door sometimes because where you are heading to is not your destination. You might feel its rejection, But with time, you would understand it was redirection. The job you lost, the person that left you, the dreams that did not go as planned. None of it was punishment. It was protection. It was divine guidance. Sometimes life has a funny way of protecting us by disappointing us. Now, when things fall apart, I don't panic because I trust that something better is being built behind the scenes. Looking back, I realized that my mistakes taught me more than success ever could. Every wrong choice showed me what I truly deserve. Every heartbreak taught me self-worth. Every failure refined my strength. I no longer feel ashamed of my past because I now see it as my training ground. Growth isn't about perfection. It's about learning, adjusting, and evolving. Now I no longer run away from my mistakes. I honor them for making me wiser, tougher, and even more grounded. I used to think strength means always fighting, always proving, always showing up no matter how drained I felt. But I have learned that one of the greatest things I can do is rest. Stillness doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting. It means even when you're not moving, things are still aligning. Now I honor my silence because even when I'm not moving, I'm still growing. People often mistake detachment as being heartless, but it is really about understanding your limits. Detachment means you have learned to care about people without losing yourself. You have learned to love people and still let them go if peace demands it. You have learned to stop forcing what's not flowing. That's not code, that's clarity. Healing made me softer, not weaker. It only changed the way I see people and the way I love myself. I don't chase validations. I don't beg for understanding. And I don't fight for places where peace cannot stay. Healing taught me that sometimes the best closure is peace and the best revenge is happiness. I am not who I used to be, and that's something I am proud of. There is power in not reacting to everything. Growth teaches you that silence is not a weakness, it is control. You don't have to attend to every argument that you are invited to. Emotional maturity means walking away not out of pride, but out of peace. It is realizing that not everything deserves your attention and not everyone deserves access to your energy. I respond less and reflect more. I choose my peace over proving a point, and that's growth. There is this peace that comes after you have survived chaos, after you have cried, after you have questioned, and after you have rebuilt from pieces you never thought would hold together. Peace after chaos feels different. It is calm, deeper and intentional. You stop chasing drama. You stop explaining yourself and you start choosing calm over everything else. Peace is not found, it is created. Sometimes you lose everything fake to find everything real. You were not created to quit. You were created to overcome, to rise again, and to shine through every situation that tried to break you. Every closed door, every silent season, and every setback is part of the bigger plan you may not understand yet. Let your faith speak louder than your fear, and let your hope outlast your pain. When life says give up, let your spirit say, watch me rise. Sometimes life feels like a long hallway with so many closed doors and not enough light to see what's ahead. But faith teaches you to keep moving, not because you know what's coming, but because you trust who is leading. Every delay, every setback, and every unanswered prayer is not rejection, it is direction. You are being modeled, stretched, and strengthened for the blessing that requires a stronger version of you. There is a special kind of peace that comes when you stop trying to control everything. When you realize that not every question needs an answer, not every pain needs perfection, and not every ending is a loss. Acceptance has become my new calm. I have learned that what is meant for me will stay, and whatever that leaves was never part of the long-term plan, and that's okay. When you stop resisting what is, you start making space for what is meant to stay. Don't let fear convince you that waiting equals wasting. Growth is happening even in dark places. Hold on. Your breakthrough might be slow, but it is sure. To love again after being betrayed is to walk by faith, not by memory. You might have been bruised, but your heart is still capable of resurrection. God does not waste broken pieces. He rebuilds them into something stronger. Open your heart again, not because the past was fair, but because God is still writing a better story. True maturity is not how loud your anger speaks, but how quiet your soul trusts God. You don't need to fight every storm. Some battles are won by surrender. The Lord guides those who choose peace and gives a crown to those who refused to be ruled by their emotions. God called you to rise above the pain, not to repeat it. What others broke in you, He wants to heal through you. Mercy is not weakness, it is divine strength. When you show kindness to those who never earned it, you reflect the heart of Christ, who loved while he was wounded. Don't allow the cruelty you have received harden your heart. God is calling you to a river of mercy in a world full of hurt. When you love those who never loved you back, you mirror the endless grace of Christ, who forgave even while bleeding on the cross. Let your kindness speak louder than your pain. There is power in a quiet spirit. You don't need to answer every wound with anger. Sometimes God fights your battles in silence, and your peace is a proof that he is working. God called you to rise above the pain, not to repeat it. What others broke in you, he wants to heal through you. Mercy is not weakness, it is divine strength. When you show kindness to those who never earned it, you reflect the heart of Christ, who loved while he was wounded. Loving the pain from your past is brave. Your heart may have scars, but it still knows how to give. And choosing love again is a proof that you survived what tried to destroy you. Do not repay the pain you received. Break the circle and treat others with the kindness you once received. Controlling your anger is a silent victory. You don't need to react to prove your power. Your calm is your loudest answer you can give to a world that tried to break you. It takes courage to care deeply when the world teaches you to put yourself first. Caring, loving, and giving without expecting anything in return is not foolishness. It is brave. It means you understand goodness, kindness, and connections, even when the world tried to harden you. Selflessness is the quiet rebellion that keeps humanity alive. Sometimes the real battle is inside your chest. The fight between reacting and rising. But every time you hold your peace, heaven sees it. God honors the heart that chooses calm over chaos. You are not who they were to you. God did not bring you this far to be a reflection of the pain you endured. Let your gentleness be a proof that God healed what others wounded. Love again, even when your voice trembles. Your heart is still capable of miracles. And in your willingness to love again, he shows the world what redemption looks like. Your past is a teacher, not a master. Don't let the way you were treated be the way you treat others. You were chosen to break circles, not to repeat them. Mercy is a silent victory. It is choosing peace when anger feels easier. It is loving from a healed heart, not a broken one. Every act of mercy draws you closer to God. There is power in a merciful heart. It takes courage to forgive, to release hurts, and to walk in love. Mercy is not weakness. It is God walking through you, turning old wounds into new wisdom. Mercy is you choosing not to become what hurts you. God uses your gentle response as a proof that healing has begun. When you let go of revenge and choose compassion instead, you step into a strength that only grace can give. There is power in a merciful heart. It takes courage to forgive, to release hurts, and to walk in love. Mercy is not weakness. It is God walking through you, turning old wounds into new wisdom. Mercy is when you stop seeking closure from the person who hurt you and start giving the closure to yourself instead, through acceptance, through letting go, and through choosing peace. Anger may knock, but don't open the door. God has already filled you with a strength that anger cannot control. Your silence, your patience, your restraint, these are signs of God's maturity in you. Healing doesn't mean that the memories suddenly disappeared, but it means that the memory no longer owns you. Love again, trust again, breathe again. Your heart is allowed to start all over again. Scars does not disqualify you from love. They prepare you for deeper love. God uses your wounds to refine your heart, not to harden it, but to soften it. Let go of the urge to return back what was given to you. You are set apart. Treat others not from pain, but from the love God pours into you daily. Being mistreated taught you pain, but God is teaching you compassion. You are learning to respond with a healed heart, not a wounded one. That is spiritual growth. The world expects you to fight back, but heaven applauds you when you walk away with grace. Strength is not in shouting, but in knowing that God defends you. Sometimes the real battle is inside your chest. The fight between reacting and rising. But every time you hold your peace, heaven sees it. God honors the heart that chooses calm over chaos. You are not who they were to you. God did not bring you this far to be a reflection of the pain you endured. Let your gentleness be a proof that God healed what others wounded. It takes courage to show mercy, to feel the hurt but not return it, to see the wounds but still choose kindness. Mercy isn't for them. It is a gift you give yourself to finally breathe again. Mercy is when your heart whispers, move on, even when your mind reminds you of the pain. It is choosing peace over winning and healing over proving a point. Mercy is letting go of what you deserve to hold on to. Not because they earned it, but because you are tired of carrying the weight. Mercy frees you long before it reaches them. Mercy is choosing not to let pain turn you cold. It is the moment you decide that your heart will stay soft even after everything it survives. It is the quiet strength that doesn't shout, but quietly refuses to repeat the hurt. Don't mirror the pain that hurts you. God made you a vessel of grace, not a reflection of your wounds. Your calm is your power. Not every battle needs your voice. Some only needs your maturity. Mercy is a language of strength. Anyone can return hurts, but only the healed choose grace. Growth means moving, even when it seems uncertain. Comfort zones don't create breakthroughs. The unknown is scary, yes, but regret is scarier. There was a time I prayed for strength, for peace, and clarity. And I just realized that I am walking into those answers. This new season isn't about receiving blessings, but it's about becoming one. I am proud of whom I am becoming and everything that I have become. The glow up is spiritual. Growth means moving, even when it seems uncertain. Comfort zones don't create breakthroughs. The unknown is scary, yes, but regret is scary.